Greetings, everyone. I'm a little fired up right now. Gun community, please be better. Please be better. Our goal should be to take care of each other. I know it's not really a community, but I'm fired up after a couple videos just now. Look, Garand Thumb has an interview with Jordan Salinas, and for the most part, that was really good. I wish they would have clarified a couple things, but for the most part, very good and very positive for young American boys that have been being brainwashed by the communist craps, paid by certain people and whatnot, and overall good. Now, this is in response to Charlie Cox videos. Charlie Cox did a video, something like, will what you carry make a difference, or something like that. Basically about meme guns and stuff like that, and talking about the size of gun and recoil control and stuff like that. I watch his channel. I commend him because he's trying to get the point, stop being just a mass consumer, and get out there and train. I think I've been losing viewers because, quite frankly, I point out the hypocrisy, and I'm saying, get out there and train, be prepared, try and be a good person, and all that. What I take offense to is that he was throwing a lot of shade at Mike Jones, which he is more than fine to do, because I'm sure he has, after working with him for years, much more intimate details on who he is and things that he's done. That's fine. But he also is taking shots at Jordan Salinas. Okay. I do not recommend 5.7. I have never recommended the 22 Magnum ballistics of a 5.7 pistol to anyone. I don't recommend people carrying cheap Amazon shoulder holsters. They're canned 5.7, okay? You're more likely to be identified as the active crap bag with something like that. Fortunately, things worked out, fairly good. And what I don't give AF, and I said that in my video, which, by the way, guys, go back and watch that. I said, cop inside, shot out through the driver window before anyone else did. I said basically what Jordan did, and I said I think there might have been a third person, which was the former cop running around the corner that got shot in the arm and almost killed, had his wife and their friend not been medically trained. But he went after him, taking shots at, the meme gun. I don't recommend the meme gun. I don't recommend 5.7. However, Jordan's probably a slightly autistic, kind of out there dude playing guitar. He had already been at a mall shooting 5 years earlier, and he didn't want to be a victim. And he takes, I believe, I wonder if he'll ever get back to me, but he has bigger people than me to get back to. I believe he takes care of his disabled brother in a wheelchair, and he's like, I got to defend him. I got to defend me. And you know what? He decided, I'm going to defend other people. That's what's most important. And if it got some guy who likes friggin' Splinter Cell to be carrying, following his ABCs, Charlie, you messed up. Be better than that. The goal, and I like your channel because you're saying, dudes, train. Okay? It doesn't mean everyone has to be an ISPCA Grandmaster USPSA dude, okay? That's great. I do competitions. I've done USPSA, I've done GAPA, I've done, GAPA, I've done IDPA, and now I'm doing GPA, okay? But it got a dude carrying. And you know what? That saved lives. It was a guy not only following his ABCs, always be carrying, even if it is some, vibes gun. That was something like that. This vibes pistol. But at least he was carrying it, and because he was carrying it, and because he was willing, with good mindset, and if he's telling even halfway the truth in Garand Thumbs, he was doing what I said. And I suggested it might have been 50, 60 yards. He's saying first kind of salvo for so rounds he fired were at 50 yards, and then at 60 yards, and even a third salvo maybe was, maybe that was 65 yards with iron sights, mind you. Okay, whether he got hits or not, he definitely drove him off and helped save lives. That's what matters. It doesn't mean everyone should be out there carrying a 5.7 or whatever. As far as cans, hopefully in another 47 days or so, we can all do that without issues. Because there's a whole incident I've never released. I've got some hearing, I would like to keep my hearing. So Charlie, just as an older guy to a younger guy, stay on the mission. It's getting everybody to follow the ABCs, always be caring, being a good person, being a protector that carries, more good people caring, whatever they're carrying, is a good thing. Okay? I don't recommend people carry a little itty-bitty hard-to-shoot J-frame with 5 shots. I don't like everyone now carrying a little bodyguard 380, but if that's all they're going to carry because they're lazy ass, fine. Okay? Yes, obviously shooting a G19 or G34 or a heavier full size has less recoil between rounds and is easier to get back and make accurate shots. He was doing a cheesy dick and drill at 35 yards instead of doing, 15, 20, 25 if you're younger, 30 jumping jacks, scissor jacks, burpees, jacking your heart rate up and then doing it. Let's see that. That's how everyone should be doing it. I did a video, realistic dick and drill, right after Eli Dickin Hero. And yes, I have my 25-round realistic CCW test everyone should be doing that will cover the preponderance between 2 and 15 yards. But I also say, do the dick and drill the right way, jacking your heart rate up. I also say, do moving and shooting if you can, or at least at the range, turning in, or up drills, or whatever you're able to do. From low ready or picking it up, whatever you're safe and able to do. Okay? Or sidestep. Sidestep draw, 3 rounds in 3 seconds. Sidestep right. 3.5 seconds, do a Mozambique. Okay, but I also do stuff like the realistic dick and drill, like a dual Jack Wilson drill, 15 or more yards. I've done it on video, trying to make 2, because maybe the first one skims and isn't effective. Maybe it hits a part of the brain that isn't a shutdown spot. On active self-protection, it's not automatic, guys. There's literally right next to the bad guy in the helmet goes boom, boom, but he didn't hit the exact right part of the brain to be a shutdown. It literally took 3 from point blank with a 9mm. I think it was. Okay? So, as a community, try and be better. So, Charlie, take this to heart. Even do an apology. Boy, you'll get... The young people don't see the shots you're taking. You want to take shots at that dude? As far as I know, it's probably deserved. I don't know. I try to go, well, he's helping young guys be manly and try and, to be protectors, and, that's good. But did he do bad stuff? Is he a crap bag? Probably. Are a lot of military ex-guys, especially at the higher level, complete shitheads? Yeah. Are they on too much juice? Maybe. Are they, good people? Haven't we seen that in the Navy SEAL community, eating each other? And you realize what shitbags and unprofessionals a whole lot of them are? Alcoholics, coke users, drug users, tag teaming girls. Just because you were a military dude doesn't make you a good guy. And Charlie, I am SWAT trained. I am carrying a gun professionally. Just because you do some USPSA doesn't necessarily make you the beyond all either, okay? On mission. Everyone, follow your ABCs, always be carrying. EDC means everyday carry. And train. Train regularly and train to standards. That's the mission. Have medical, if not on you, in your vehicle, but try to have some on you. I have a handkerchief folded up to compress on a wound or hand off to someone else so when they're screaming and freaking out, they know what to do. Okay? A rat's tourniquet under my belt right now. I got a cat's tourniquet. I got 3 gauze pads and 2 packets of, clotting agent. Okay? That's important stuff, guys. And what's important is being good, but the gun community, let's try to not... When someone does good, Jordan is a hero, man. More footage has come out, And it's pretty close. I was the first to like kind of piece stuff together. If you go back to my video, like I was pretty dang close to what actually transpired. He was carrying, and he acted, and he saved lives. Don't tell me, oh, well, he maybe didn't make hits. We don't know that. 5.7 so shitty. He made it, nicked him in the side, zipped right through. Handguns are not rifles or shotguns, and no terminally throwing boondock out there. Just kind of someone who inflates what they really know. And people that really know kind of know that. No, a 5.7, especially from a pistol, it's 22 mag. It's not great, guys. It's not great. But even if it was a 9mm or 40 or whatever, hits in non-critical spots, pistols are not rifles or shotguns. Okay? They're just not. And actually, having a lot of rounds of low recoil if you're engaging someone at 50, 60 yards might actually have been the right choice for the 99% of defensive gun use. That is not the right choice. Okay? But on that day, should he ever be in an active situation again, the guitar playing, cowboy boot wearing, or sandals wearing in other videos, making odes to his dead dog that he loved, taking care of his disabled brother, dude that said, I'm not going to be a victim, and I'm not going to let other people be victims. Dude, I don't care if a kid gets it on with fucking Metal Gear and Sam Fisher Splinter Cell videos, and that got him carrying a save a day. I do. Now, that's not my recommendation. Can you shoot a full-size best? Yes. I've been planning a video a long time. I'm going to do micro to macro to subcompact to compact to full-size. On a timer, hits and things, autistically like I am. And yes, obviously it matters. So it's much better to carry, a macro 9 or a subcompact 9. G19 happens to be very lightweight, and a few of the clones are pretty lightweight, okay, compared to other compacts on the market. So if I can get you carrying a macro 9 that you can shoot somewhat well, because you're not training like you should be, or a subcompact that has a little more weight, and I think that was the probably good intentions of Charlie's video, but it's okay to say, yeah, that's really not probably what most people should be carrying, because no, it's not ideal, and it could have went a lot worse. Like, he could have drawn that from, and you would, if I were a cop on scene, I'm probably going to assume, hopefully that changes in a couple months where I wouldn't make that assumption, that the guy with the can is a secondary piece of shit, leftist scumbag, fucking terrorist. Okay? It's not ideal. Same thing with like car guns. I'm not going to tell you absolutely not if it's not locked up and you pay the money to have it in your truck and you got a big lockbox and that kind of thing. But if you're like a citizen responding, I have a security hat on my car ready to grab, to throw on, and usually like a security jacket or something. And if I have to like full kit up in armor and stuff, I got some extra security stuff in there, and hopefully I don't get shot, but I take that risk if a cop shoots me. So, all these guys necessarily saying carrying a rifle in their car makes the right sense. No, if I'm arriving on scene as security cop, whatever, I'm probably going to think you're one of the bad guys. So it worked out kind of well in this case, but no, that's probably not the ideal choice. Now in the future, maybe everyone's carrying cans, and maybe I would too, so I could throw it on, and it kind of maybe helped him, so the bad guy didn't know, if you listen, to exactly where he was. And that's why they're good too, besides, not being rude to your neighbors and damaging everyone's ears. So I'll wrap us up. Be better. Charlie, be better. I like your channel. I think you are usually on point with your humor's maybe dark and a little out there. Some of your conspiracies I probably maybe or maybe do not agree with. I will not say. Okay? But usually your message, get out there and train, get your skills up, is the right one. Okay? You taking the jabs at Mike that most people go over their heads, fine. It might be deserved. It wouldn't surprise me. Okay? Taking the jabs at Jordan, though, dude, you went there. Maybe you would have done as good. Maybe you wouldn't. You don't know. And he was keeping aware of his backstop, and I believe him. He actually was maneuvering to be aware of the backstop, and sounds like one part in the incident, he had to not take shots, even when the guy was murdering people in the Tesla, because he would have been sending rounds into the Tesla. Okay, and he doesn't know if people are inside or not inside and everything. It sounds like, honestly, he was very aware of his movement, his angles, and his backstop, which I've already banned some idiots on my channel. I would have he didn't even hit him. He's not a hero. I would have mag dumped. You would have mag dumped. What the fuck are you talking about? You are responsible for every round that leaves your barrel. You got to think of your foreground, background, and everything else. I've had paid training on more than one occasion. I have been against your SWAT school, and that stuff matters. And at least Jordan was thinking of that. And it might turn out that he hit him with 3 rounds of 5.7 because 5.7's shitty and probably didn't do anything. But it worked in this instance. And so maybe, you know, hey man, old guy, you going to carry your J-frame, you can't shoot for shit? Fine, it's better than nothing. You're going to carry, all these lazy guys carrying the little 380 bodyguards now? It's better than not carrying. Do I recommend at least a macro 9 or a subcompact for most people? Yeah, because I see how shitty you can shoot those itty bitty guns. Or all you friggin' liars on YouTube. I carry this full sack on steel with no hit credibility, bunch of steel next to each other, by the way. Oh, it's friggin' great. Yeah, okay, dude. Okay, no hit accountability whatsoever. Okay? And these big, massive guns. And then they carry a little 365 that they never train with, or a bodyguard that they never train with, or their J-frame that they can't hit shit. It's going to be 3 rounds in 3 seconds. You don't know. And the recent stats I've gone on gunfights says 1, 2, 3, and 4 showing that is not the case. Even without an active crap bag, a lot of shots you may have to take are past 7 yards. So train up, train accordingly. Namaste. Try and be. I got fired. I shouldn't do this. I should raise my consciousness up and be a good person and tell everyone to try and be a good person. You don't know what other people are going through. But the people that maybe deserve a little bit, like I'm throwing Charlie some shade because he threw some shade that wasn't deserved right now. As the friggin' old guy I am now, I guess, even though I don't think of myself that way. You don't know what people are going through, and if people are doing good, they did good. If you did really good and you saved lives, you did really good. And let's celebrate that. Whether you're friggin' geek, gamer, Call of Duty kid, or whatever. I don't care, man. Try and be a good person and help people, okay? And I think I heard some gunshots earlier, and I even had to call it in. And I drove off because I'm like, I might need to get help. And maybe it was a car backfiring, and I don't know. Okay. But I'm going to be there because I've got a gun, and I have medical. And maybe it's way over, but I can use medical, what training I have to try and help people. So I'll end at that. I'm sure no one listened this far anyway. It'd be great if you checked out my high power video and my Archon video and left me some comments. Please always leave comments. I'd really appreciate it. I really try to share what knowledge I have to help people be better and all that. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Have a